Hello everybody, it's time once again for another still frame review. And this time my mom had a request for one of her favorite movies / books because of Winn-Dixie. This 2005 adaptation of the 2000 Kate DiCamillo book follows the life of the 10-year-old India Opal Bologna, played by Anna Sophia Robb, over the course of the summer when she and her father the preacher, played by Jeff Daniels, moved to a new town in the small area of Naomi, Florida. There she finds a stray dog in the Winn-Dixie grocery store, names it after the place she found him, and the dog takes her on all these different small adventures throughout the town where she gets to meet new people and make new friends. So a movie about taking in stray dogs, I can see why my mom would like that movie. You'd only get that if you knew her. But anyway, the dog really is not the point of the story. It's really all about Opal and her learning that other people matter too, and they have just as complex problems as she might have. It's not a high concept premise. It's a very indie feeling film, more exploratory than goal-based. I really like the director Wang style. He's this very famous Hong Kong director who has apparently made all these artsy, award-winning films that I've never seen. He seems like an odd choice for a kids movie set in a southern small town, but I think he actually does it way better than a normal Hollywood director would. This isn't an over-the-top cutesy dog movie like Air Bud or something like that. Rather, it follows the East Asian tradition of focusing much more on domestic life and trying to capture that feeling of all the little things in life that build up your childhood. And in that way, it actually does create a huge sense of nostalgia, at least for me. I don't know if it does for other people, but since I grew up at that time, I was 7 when this movie came out, and I lived near a small southern town, it kind of makes sense. But I really love the way he treats the small town. It's not this fantasy small town like Mayberry, it's realistic, where people live in trailer park homes and go to convenience store churches. And he utilizes a very folksy soundtrack composed by Rachel Portman that really captures the small town feel I'm looking for. The writing's pretty good, it's basically copy and paste from the book, but when it gets good, it's pretty good. For a kid's film, it can sometimes get pretty deep, yet still maintain the simplicity. The film looks nice, it's nothing flashy, but still distinctive. I don't claim to be any expert on Asian cinema, but I did at least detect a little Ozu inspiration. What else? The acting's alright, I guess. Anna Sophia Robb is Opal. Jeff Daniels is exceptionally adequate. Oh, and fun fact, if I had a nickel for every time I reviewed a movie with Luke Benward in it, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice. That was a Phineas and Ferb quote, if you didn't know. Now, Phineas and Ferb was pretty good. It wasn't nostalgic at all, but it was still entertaining. What the heck was I talking about? Oh yeah, because of Winn-Dixie. The one big criticism I have of the movie is sometimes I lose interest. And that's the risk you run when you choose a low-concept exploratory movie over a high-concept goal-oriented movie. You're just left to rely on your individual elements, your scenes specifically, rather than your sequences or your overall plot. And sometimes a 10-year-old girl making friends around a small town is interesting, other times it is not. It just depends on what I'm looking at the time. I was debating in my head whether I should give this a high C or a low B. Back when I was a kid, I think I would have given it a C, but I think I appreciate it more now than I did then, valuing its experiential quality a little more over its entertainment quality. So I'm going to go ahead and give this a B for Bologna. It may or may not hold your interest, I don't know. But if you have seen it, let me know what you think of it, and let me know if you also get that sense of nostalgia from it. And I'd be curious to know if that's because it's the same setting as your own childhood, or if it's completely different and yet you still get that same feeling. I'd be curious to know. That's it for now. This is Josef Junek signing off. See you later.